This is the lake that we really need to be talking about here in Corpus Christi. You've seen the news, I'm sure. Corpus Christi is in a water crisis. Lake Corpus Christi is at an all-time low. However, do you know where Corpus Christi is actually really getting its water from right now? For the last year, Choke Canyon Reservoir and Lake Corpus Christi have been so low that the city and its customers have only been getting less than 10% of their water from Lake Corpus Christi. Yet these are the lakes that are making the news. So where is the water coming from? It's not here. If you understand where the water is really coming from, that will allow you to plan accordingly, and it will allow you to monitor the situation for yourself and for your home, household, business. I'm Sandra. I'm a real estate agent licensed in Colorado and here in Texas. I have attended more city council meetings than I can count, trying to learn and understand what's going on with Corpus Christi's water supply. First, a really important public service announcement. Based on Tuesday's water workshop, if the city does move into a water emergency, please know there is enough water that you're still going to be able to take a shower, brush your teeth, flush the toilet. There will be water for the essentials. That is, unless something happens to our primary source of water. So that's what the rest of this video is going to be about, explaining our primary source of water, where you can track it, and to let you see what it looks like, so that way it's not just a name or some dot on a map. First, I want to clarify some of the confusion. The city has two sets of supplies. It's the western supplies and the eastern supplies. Now, the drought status is dependent on the western supplies, the supplies that Corpus Christi actually owns. That is Lake Corpus Christi and the Choke Canyon Reservoir. Now, I use primarily two websites to get my information from. I use texaswaterdata.org that gives the lake levels, and then Corpus Christi's website has a lot of information. I'll share links to the relevant websites down below in the description. Okay, so the water's been so low at Lake Corpus Christi that the city has been getting less than 10% of its water from Lake Corpus Christi within the last year. Currently, the majority is coming from Lake Texana via the Mary Rhodes Pipeline. So let me explain that. Okay, in March of last year, 59% of our water that was being used came from the Mary Rhodes Pipeline. This year, 76% is. So this pipeline is extremely important, but you can't see it. It's a 101-mile pipeline that runs between Lake Texana and Edna and Corpus Christi. I've learned the most about it in a way that I can visualize it by over at the museum. There's a Xeriscape learning area, and this part right here is dedicated to the Mary Rhodes Pipeline. If you research it online, this is the picture most commonly associated with Mary Rhodes. Unfortunately, she passed away from cancer before the pipeline was even finished. Now, when you're driving down the road, especially like Highway 77 where it's going by, there is no monument or anything highlighting Mary Rhodes Pipeline, and all of Corpus Christi water runs through here. I've looked. Okay, well, maybe not all. In February, 76% of the water used in Corpus Christi for its customers was delivered via the Mary Rhodes Pipeline. The Mary Rhodes Pipeline gets the water from Lake Texana and the Lower Colorado River Authority. The beauty of Lake Texana is because it's more east, they get more rain in that area. And so even when the lake gets low, it replenishes pretty quick. Last year, when I went out for the first time, it was, I guess, in January 2025, the water was about around 65 to 70%. And over the summer, they got a lot of rain. It filled up to 100%. Now we are rapidly approaching 50%. As of a few moments ago, the water level is showing to be 50.9%. This is significant because initially the rules for the lake were that when the water falls below 50%, Corpus Christi's water usage would be curtailed by 10%. Now, a couple of weeks ago, the governor stepped in and ask the Lavaca Navidad River Authority to modify its drought contingency plans and not start curtailing Corpus Christi at 50%. They are going to reassess the situation at 40% instead. So that's buying us a little bit more time. But it shows the importance of us monitoring the lake levels at Lake Texana, because we are getting so much water from there. Having what's happened to the water levels at Lake Corpus Christi, it does make me very concerned about Lake Texana. I doubt all the people that love Lake Texana and going out there and camping and fishing and boating, I doubt that they love Corpus Christi. But you know what? Corpus Christi sure does love Lake Texana. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video if you are wanting more information about how the drought is affecting you as a homeowner, as a potential buyer, as somebody just wanting to visit Corpus Christi. Thank you.